The Orange Goblin is back. Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Chelsea. You know that. I know that. I'm just a lady with a camera, a bulldog, and a bulldog, a camera? You get it. And a lot of opinions. That's one thing I for sure have. Today we're talking about Adriel Sigler. We have a bit of more updates about her. If you are unaware, Adriel Sigler is vegan Rizz on TikTok. She is the worst. She paints herself orange. She's annoying. I cannot stand her. Mostly no one in her town can stand her or anyone who comes in contact with her. In my opinion, she continuously puts her children in danger and just constantly is just the worst. So the most recent thing that has happened, not only, yes, she continued to crowdsource funds through a GoFundMe, again, not the first time she's done it, to try to move because she was claiming that her son was jumped. I mean, we saw the video. He was jumped and they are being gang stalked, which a lot of y'all are like, does she not realize that gang stalked is like a term used for like paranoid delusion? That tracks. And actually, this is a great example of just how she turns everything from nothing to something. And at first glance, it's like, it's funny because it's like, girl, the hired assassins, the ninjas are not after you. But then like the more you think about it, like it's sad because it's like, okay, so is she like delusional and paranoid? Then it just gets depressing. So I'm going to choose to laugh about it instead.
Wait, who the fuck is driving by my house? I'm scared. It's some Dodge Journey. This is why I can't wait to move. They just keep driving by honking. They're insane. Oh no, are they doing it again? With their lights off? They had their lights off that time. Why? Just why? They can't even make it up the hill, dude. What a struggle. Oh, that's like the second time they keep driving around in circles in some Dodge Journey and they shut their lights off. Like, oh. Like as if, like, why would you shut your lights off to honk your horn? That makes no sense. Yeah. Trying to be subtle with your lights off and horn honking? Non-stop! All day. They keep driving by. Ugh. Are they coming back again? God, I bit my lip and I keep drooling. If they come by again, I'm so done. Like, what do they want? Okay, I'm hiding, and I closed my garage so they think I'm inside. I want to try to get their license plate number if they drive by again. They have been driving by my house honking all day. It's making my neighbor angry because she wakes up for work at 4 a.m. and they keep driving by like at all hours of the night and day honking. And sometimes they go behind her house and they walk in groups or they honk. Well, let's see if they come back. So I called my mom to tell her what's happening, and she said they're driving by her house honking too. I'm literally hiding outside to see if they're out here again, driving by so I can get the license plate. Absolutely insane. They drove by my mom's house screaming Adriel. They've driven by like 100 times. Not really. They've driven by like at least 6 times today honking. Thank you everyone who's donating to the GoFundMe. It's like total chaos that they are seeking retaliation after my son has been jumped and assaulted. Like, this is actually crazy.
How dare people drive by her house? How dare people, individuals, other residents of her neighborhood, potentially, have their tires roll down that road? The audacity of them. So Adriel is still doing her live promos where she's sticking out her yacht for the Rizzler, and not only doing it in the comfort and privacy of her own home, but then also doing it in public, which is weird. And then she recently went on a vacation. I don't know where she went. It looked like Florida, not sure where though. And it looks like she was staying in a pretty nice hotel from like what her room looked like. It looks like she had her own room. And then it looks like her son possibly had his own room. And so you would think, like, with how long it seemed like they were there, like a week or so, I mean, that's got to be expensive, right? So a lot of people have been calling her out and saying, like, okay, so did you use that GoFundMe money to, like, go on a vacation and bring one of your kids with you? Because it looks like she only brought one of them. And she, of course, responded back to that. And what she was saying didn't really make sense because, of course, during, her having up this GoFundMe, recently she has posted, I believe it was in April, about how she made like $17,000 or no, spent $17,000 in April. So obviously if you spent that much, you made more than that, I would think. Then again, she's awful with money, so who knows? And then also recently she just posted that she bought her kids 2 new iPhones. And it's like, okay, well, those are expensive too. So what are you doing? Like, your priorities are not right. They're not in line with anything, and you're not making good financial choices. So like, why should anyone donate to you? The fact that anyone did donate to her and that she got over $4,000 is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So let's go ahead and watch this video where she addresses those accusations.
I have a GoFundMe link in my bio, and I'm out of town with my son right now. A lot of you are asking, why are you out of town if you need to be focused on moving for safety? So I already signed a contract. I've already paid off a lease. The GoFundMe link in my bio has raised about $4,000. I paid the lease for our new home for 6 months. The $4,000 in that GoFundMe didn't even cover half of it. My paycheck covered 2/3 of the lease. So 1/3 of the lease was covered with the GoFundMe money. Why is the GoFundMe still up? Why haven't you moved yet? People are living in the place we're moving into. They still have to move out. We can't move until they move out. Adriel, why did you have to pay off the lease for 6 months? Isn't that a bit excessive? No, not in this market. Like I said, while we were apartment hunting for almost 2 weeks, it was extremely competitive. There were so many other people applying for the same place we were interested in.
This portion of this does make sense. And especially since she's someone who doesn't have like that stable income to make herself look more appealing to the landlord, whoever the owner of the property that she's going to be renting out. Yeah, you want to be able to be like, I can pay everything up front right now if it's like a 6 months lease or whatever. So yeah, that would be more appealing. I mean, that's like set money. You don't have to worry about getting it from her or whatever. Not that hard to understand, but I'm not on her side. Also with those nails, I'm not on her side either. Or this scary shirt.
If it weren't for my offering to pay it for 6 months, we wouldn't have been chosen. But since I was so desperate to move for safety reasons, I paid it up front for 6 months. I offered to pay it up front for 6 months, and my offer was accepted. Next, well, how are you out of town if you don't have any money? I get paychecks every week. And where I'm at right now, I actually have family. This hotel was put on my credit card. None of the GoFundMe money went towards this trip. Well, why are you on vacation if you have to move? Because after we found a place to move.
So this is also interesting, and like, yeah, that could be true. However, if you can afford to do all this stuff, and like you said, you get paychecks every week or every month or whatever. I don't know how TikTok works. Pretty sure I'm not even monetized over there because it's dog shit. Which is ironic because I just hit my first million, I was about to say dollar, I wish, million view TikTok over on the Clock app. And then my first million view reel on Instagram as well within within a week of each other, which is pretty cool. I didn't make money from either of those. So what they're saying is if you have the means to pay for these things yourself, like you just said, you make this money, you're making money from TikTok, you get paid every week, you have the means to pay for things. You didn't need to take people's money. Did she steal the money? No. Did people willingly give it over? Yeah. And that's dumb. They shouldn't have done that, but it's other people's money. They can donate to what they want to.
People connected to the kids who jumped my son went crazy because 7 of those individuals were charged with assault and now they're retaliating. We weren't safe in our house. When I tell you every single day, some random person would start knocking on our door, whether we were being ding-dong ditched, whether someone was door dashing to us, ordering pizzas to our house, or sending Mormons to our house, or driving by throwing things at me if they would.
Girl, no one's sending the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witness. No one's sending those cult people other than like their Jesus to your house. They're doing that themselves. The Mormons with their little ties and the Jehovah's Witness with their jean skirts and their doomsday predictions are not in on it. They're not conspiring against you. They just want to tell you the good word. And Adriel, why do these people know where you live? Why do they know your home? Why do they know you haven't moved yet? Because you post everything. You're the problem. You're the problem.
See me in public, screaming and honking their horn. No one should have to live that way. And my son wasn't safe on top of it all. He was receiving really bad threats. He didn't even want to leave the house.
No one should have to live like that. People are throwing stuff at you and yelling at you and honking. It's your fault. Like, oh my God. You know how sometimes I say, listen, it might not be your fault, but it's your problem. Adriel, it is your fault and it is your problem. And you are the problem, and you are now making it everyone else's problem and everyone else's fault.
So the fact that we got out of town and that we might stay out of town until we move so that I can protect my son, like, this has been very serious. I had to unenroll him from public schools, transfer him to homeschooling until I transfer him to the new school district after we move. This is no joke. And a lot of you are like asking, why is the GoFundMe still up? Well, I still have to pay moving companies. I have to pay haul away services because we are downsizing from a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house to a smaller rental, which is just fine. I'm comfortable with downsizing. I'm fine with it. As long as we live in a safer neighborhood with a safer school district, I'm fine with downsizing. We still have to pay.
Are you fine with downsizing? Are you fine with it? Because we couldn't tell if you're fine with downsizing. Good God, no one cares. Also, you are so orange. Like, you're so orange. This girl puts Brittany Dawn to shame. You are so orange. Is your dad Chester Cheeto? Your dad's name is Chester, last name Cheeto?
All of the expenses it's going to cost. We need a couple new pieces of furniture.
Also, just the fact that she's like, the GoFundMe is still up because I need to pay for this, and this. Like, we have to downsize. There's other moving costs. In my opinion, obviously, it's speculation. Can't say this is true, but like 100%, in my opinion, she probably makes more money than any of the people who have donated to her GoFundMe. That is so messed up. She absolutely has the means to pay for all of this herself and not be hurting financially at all. They're constantly door dashing. She's constantly buying her kids new stuff and new materialistic things. I don't know if it's because like they didn't have money before, or like she doesn't, like she's just never had money, or just is not financially literate. But like, you have children, you need, and like, you are putting them in danger, and this is not a good and safe and healthy situation. If you want your kids to be safe, they should probably be taken from you. That's not nice, Chelsea. And I never want that to happen, but good God, like, someone needs to step in.
Being humble, I just need a couple new pieces of furniture. Like, my son's beds don't fit in this new room because he has a huge, massive...
I'm being humble. I'm just asking for $30,000 to move.
Like, full queen bunk bed with a twin on top. So he needs a new bed frame. And I'm not even going to get into details because it's just like, if you want to help, you can help. If you don't want to help, you don't have to help. The GoFundMe is strictly designated for our move. None of that GoFundMe money has been spent on a vacation. None of that GoFundMe money has been spent on our trip. My credit card paid for that. And my paychecks pay off my credit card. But I'm grateful for all of you showing your love and support.
Then why couldn't you use your credit card to pay for your moving expenses? Also, what is this mirror inception? I don't need to see your face this many times.
Who are supporting my live streams and my live matches on TikTok Live at night when I battle other creators. And I'm happy for those of you who have had a heart and donated to the GoFundMe. As a single mom, one person moving 4 people, this is not an easy task, especially me being the sole person responsible financially for all of it. It's not an easy task.
But you're not the sole person responsible for all of it because you're asking for money from other people. Girl, what are you doing? It would be different if she actually made good content and like made money from that. The way that she's making money on TikTok is still panhandling. So she's just a full-time panhandler. Like, she's not providing good content. She's not doing anything of value, especially on these lives. She's like, have you seen these lives? Have you seen them? They're not good. You're just begging for money and saying thank you to people, and that's it. Some people on live do actually provide, and I've only donated to one person on a TikTok live. It came up randomly, and it was amazing. I think he plays the cello. He's a celloist. And oh my God. Like, I've never like added money to my TikTok or like anything like that, or given anything on a TikTok. I have on YouTube. Like, I've done a super chat on there, but like, oh my God, it's beautiful. Like, I was not having a good day. And I was just like listening to him play the cello, and it was so beautiful. I love him.
I had no intent on moving. I had not prepared for it. It was to raise emergency funds as fast as possible, to get out of town as soon as possible, to keep my kids safe as soon as possible. And honestly, my kids are nobody else's business, but given the circumstance, that's why I'm explaining.
My kids are nobody else's business. Then stop putting your kids on the internet. Stop blasting your kids' traumatic experience, and stop sad fishing and trying to trauma dump these manufactured situations that you've put together. Like, you are the problem. My kids are nobody's business. Then get off the internet because you're making it other people's business.
Kind of where we're at right now. I'm giving you where we're at. So Yeah, I don't feel good. I'm sick. I am like super bloated. I ate too much food today and I just don't even feel like talking. It hurts to talk. I think I'm having an allergic reaction to soy because I accidentally ate like tofu or soy sauce or something. I'm vegan, but I'm allergic to soy. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's why my comments are off, because I literally don't have the mental time. Like, I don't have, it's mentally taxing. I don't have time to read or be notified with all of your BS, like the hate coming my way. I don't have time for that. I have time to be strong. I have time to get my energy back. I have time to focus on happiness and health and keeping my kids safe. So
I have time to focus on keeping my kids safe. Do you? Because you're the one who's put them in danger. Like, girl, what are you doing? It took me literally 4 seconds to figure out, it took me 2 minutes, not even, to figure out where you live, your address. And that wasn't from like, look, because with a lot of people, you can do like first name, last name, address, and like stuff will pop up. No, I don't do that, or at least don't go to people's houses. But like, no, I didn't do that. I literally went from just stuff that she had shown and did it that way and found her address, her house within less than 2 minutes. So you are the problem.
I'm excited for when we do finally move. It's going to take time for the people to move out. It's going to take time to find the right moving company. And that's it. For safety reasons, I'm not telling anyone when I'm moving. I don't want to. And if you care about my safety and my kids' safety, you probably don't want to know either. And it's crazy how like so many people are just blasting my son and his location all over the internet. So, bye.
You do that, Adriel. Like, I would say look in the mirror, but like you are quite literally looking in the mirror, and it's not doing anything because you can't understand that you are the most dangerous like person in your son's life, in my opinion. I really hope that when they move, she doesn't say where they move to, doesn't like show anything other than like a room in her house and stuff like that. And also, isn't her son's TikTok public? Like, she also needs to, talk about like safety and stuff with him too. Like, he should not have a public or a public TikTok. That should not happen. Drives me crazy. Anyways, the Daily Mail also did an article about her too, which I am so happy about. When we cover these types of people, a lot of times like other people will, look them up. And if they find a Reddit page or like another influencer talking about them or a commentary channel like me, sometimes people can get these like preconceived ideas of like, oh, well, this person's just a hater or blah, blah, blah. Like, this person doesn't have credibility, or like, why should I listen to them? And it's like, well, here's literally this person saying it. So I'm just putting it out there. You can believe it or not. But when a actual like publication puts that information out there, they have that kind of like built-in credibility. And so I think it's amazing that these like normal mainstream like media sources and all that putting her on blast. And I love that for us and love that for her. So she's the worst. She's orange. She needs to stop herself out on TikTok live while not actually providing any good content. I don't know if I already said this part in this video because I've had to try to film this video twice now. It's like the third time actually, which is obnoxious because I have to watch this dummy's videos multiple times then. For instance, she has said before that she doesn't agree with OnlyFans and she doesn't think you should do OnlyFans. And a lot of people have brought that up, like, why don't you just do OnlyFans? Like, you're like this far away from it, girlfriend. Just do that. But she has constantly like on that and said like, no, that's gross, whatever. I'm paraphrasing. And it's insane because people on OnlyFans typically do actually provide like something of substance. And she is not doing that. She is, like I said, just digitally panhandling, whether it's a GoFundMe or TikTok lives. And that's it. It is wild. And like, I'd have to think like, yes, her behavior is so embarrassing for her kids, but then I would have to think like, let me take that back, because realistically, we know that like her promoting it would be pretty vulgar probably and like not very tasteful. And you might be thinking, Chelsea, how can you do that tastefully? What are you talking about? There are ways for sure. I mean, Sarah Underwood does a great job with that. And then she actually like puts out awesome content of her like treehouse stuff. What's it called? Yeah, her like moss house, woods, village stuff they got going on in the woods where she lives. And then also there's my friends Jesse and Jackson, some of my favorite colleagues. I love them so much. They are amazing. They do OnlyFans. They do Schmorn. And they used to market it on, Instagram, as one does with any type of content, but they wouldn't show their faces. And within the last like 2 years, they decided like, all right, we want to grow. We're doing this. Like, we got to make the switch to showing our faces. Like, that's going to help us grow. And they did. And the way they market it, the content they make, front facing, not behind the paywall. I haven't looked at that because I feel like that'd be inappropriate for me to do because we're colleagues and we're friends. So I haven't done that. But they're amazing. Like, the reels she puts out are so funny, and like the like comedy aspect of it. And it's not like gnarly and like raunchy and gross, you know, like it's funny. Anyways, I love them. Feel free to go follow them because they're awesome. And I'll have them linked down below too. I think they're hilarious. This girl's disgusting. I can't stand her. She is probably one of the worst people on TikTok, and probably one of the worst people on TikTok who is making a good amount of money on TikTok too. I have a theory that she does not pay her taxes. I hope the IRS comes for her. I pay so much in taxes. I hate it. I just paid $900 in taxes the other day because I was late on it because I forgot. And now I have to pay it like next week again too. God, this government, I'm really sick of it. I hope you have a great day. I hope this person disappears from the internet and protects her children, which I doubt that's going to happen because she is an attention, money hungry goblin, an orange goblin, a orange clout goblin. Okay, so your butt looks good. Stay spicy. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on my next video. And I'm also sorry for subjecting you to this person again. Okay, bye.